Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a project that could, seriously, completely change your morning routine. We're going to lay out the blueprint for building your very own personal AI news analyst.
You know the feeling, right? Every single day, it's just this tidal wave of information. News alerts, long-form articles, market updates. It feels like a full-time job just to keep up. And it's so easy to feel like you're missing the really important stuff buried under all that noise. But just imagine this for a second. What if you had an assistant that sifts through all of it for you? One that reads dozens of sources, actually understands the key points, and then delivers a perfect, concise summary right to you every single morning. Well, that's not science fiction anymore. That is exactly what we're going to architect today. Now, let's be clear. We're not just talking about some simple script that runs on a schedule. No, we are building something way smarter, something that can think and act and even learn. We're building an AI agent. So what exactly is an AI agent? Well, at its heart, it's a system built to run in a continuous cycle. It's not a one-and-done thing. First, it perceives its environment. It looks around. Then it thinks, it makes a decision, and it takes an action. And here's the crucial part. It learns from what happened so it can do a better job next time. For our news analyst, this loop is basically its daily routine. It wakes up and observes by collecting all the latest articles. Then it thinks, planning how to tackle them and creating summaries. Next, it acts by delivering that briefing to you. And finally, the most important step of all, it learns from your feedback. That little loop is what turns a static tool into a truly intelligent assistant. And look, to make sure our analyst is actually dependable, we have to build it on a solid foundation. First, modularity. Think of it like Legos. Each part, like the news gathering part or the summary part, is its own block. We can swap one out without breaking the whole thing. Then scalability, which, thanks to the cloud, means our agent can handle 10 articles or 10,000 without breaking a sweat. And finally, redundancy, which ensures it never misses a day. Because let's be honest, what good is a daily briefing if it doesn't show up? Okay, that's the theory. Now for the fun part. Let's get practical and actually see how we put these pieces together. Here's how the automated workflow looks, step by step. First things first, our agent needs to perceive the world around it. It needs senses. For our agent, its senses are RSS feeds. This is a super efficient, kind of old school, but incredibly powerful way to automatically pull in the latest articles from all your favorite sites. It creates this constant, real-time stream of new information for our agent to process. Okay, next up is the brain of the whole operation, a large language model or LLM. This is the AI powerhouse that's going to do the heavy lifting. It will read the full text of every single article, something that would take us hours, and distill it all down into a concise, coherent, and surprisingly human-like summary. But here's the thing, getting a great summary isn't just automatic. The quality of the output depends almost entirely on how we talk to the AI. This is a skill called prompt engineering, and it is absolutely crucial. You have to be super specific, give it clear instructions, assign it a role like professional news analyst to nail the tone, set constraints like length, and even add a little cue at the end. Trust me, these small details make a massive difference. So which brain should you choose? Well, the two biggest players in the game right now are OpenAI and Google. OpenAI's models like GPT 3.5 Turbo are a fantastic, powerful, and pretty cost-effective choice. Meanwhile, Google offers this huge spectrum of tools, from their super powerful enterprise-grade platform called Vertex AI, all the way down to simpler tools for personal projects. In fact, let's just quickly break down those Google options because they represent two very different ways to get the job done. On one hand, you have Vertex AI. This is a full-blown machine learning platform. It's built for massive, enterprise-level jobs, and it can scale like crazy. On the other hand, you have Google PapScript. It's a much simpler, lower complexity tool that's perfect for personal automation or whipping up a quick prototype right inside a Google Sheet. So the right choice really just depends on the scale of your project. So we have the senses, and we have a brain. Now we need the central nervous system to connect everything and make it all run automatically. This is the orchestrator. A workflow automation platform like NAN is perfect for this job. It is literally the glue that connects our RSS feeds to our AI model and then sends the summary wherever it needs to go. And this is where the system's flexibility really starts to shine. That orchestrator can give our agent a voice to deliver your summary pretty much anywhere you want it. You can archive it in a Google Sheet, post it to a Slack channel, save it in Notion, or just send it right to your phone via Telegram. And for other services, you can almost always build a custom link. The possibilities here are huge.
Okay, so the system is built, it's running, we're done, right? Not even close. The real magic, the thing that makes this a true AI agent, is making it smarter over time. And that all happens with the feedback loop. But how do we even know if a summary is any good? Well, one way is to use an automated score, which basically just checks how many words overlap with some perfect summary. It's fast, sure, but it has a major flaw. It can't tell you if a summary actually makes sense or if it's even factually correct. That's where human judgment comes in, which captures what really matters to us as readers. And look, don't just take my word for it. The research on this is crystal clear. Human evaluation remains the absolute gold standard. An automated score can't tell you if a summary feels right, if it's actually useful, or if it missed a critical piece of nuance. Only a person can do that. So we can build an incredibly powerful learning cycle around that human feedback. Step 1 is just collecting it, and it can be as simple as a thumbs up or thumbs down reaction in Slack. Step 2 is analyzing that feedback. Are the summaries always too long? Are they missing the point? Step 3 is using what you learned to refine the prompts you give the AI. And the result? The system learns, and tomorrow's summaries are just that little bit better. All right, let's zoom out for a second and look at what we've really built here. By connecting all these pieces in a loop, we've created something so much more powerful than just a simple script. And this brings us to the real goal. We haven't just automated a task. We have created an intelligent assistant that is designed from the ground up to learn your preferences and adapt to your needs. It becomes a personalized source of insight that actually gets better over time. And this is just scratching the surface. I mean, imagine where you could take this next. You could add way deeper personalization based on which links you actually click on. You could build a search engine to ask questions about your entire news archive. You could even add support for global news in multiple languages. The foundation is there to build something incredibly powerful. We've been talking about a news analyst, but this exact same architecture could be applied to almost anything. Analyzing internal company reports, tracking new scientific research, monitoring social media trends. So the real question I want to leave you with is this: what would your personal AI assistant do for you?